Center fielder Nolan Beats. In right field, Kenton Richards. Third base, Caleb De La Torre. Shortstop, Cruz Aranda. Second base, Tanner Fox. First baseman, Joe Mondragon. And catching for McKay Allen today will be Brady Garrison, the leader of the team in batting average. That is your starting lineup as we get ready for first pitch. We'll be right back for the first pitch today of Game 1. You're listening to Neosho County Community College Baseball here on KFEX Firescape Radio 93.1. Welcome back, Hudson Field. We're ready for the first pitch. Another game day, another day of baseball. Getting set to lead off here. Fort Scott sends number 3, Ben McConnell, to the plate, a sophomore from Corinth, Texas. The first pitch from Allen is in there for strike 1. McKay Allen, a sophomore from Wichita, Kansas. Second pitch on the way is low, ball 1. The sun has popped out briefly a couple times as the teams were warming up. We're hoping that it will come out fully later. Here's the 1-1. This ball hit into left field. Looks like it's curling foul. I say looks like because from our little booth here on the third base line, we don't get to see the end of that. We'll have to look to the monitor and hope we can see it on there. The count 1-2 on McConnell. Here's the pitch from McKay Allen. That one's low. Good block by the catcher, Brady Garrison. Two and two. Allen likes the sign. Gets set to deliver. This ball swung at, chopped in front of the plate. That one's going to go foul. So we'll redo the 2-2 pitch. As McConnell makes his way back to the plate. Fort Scott 27-5. Should be a big challenge here today for the Panthers. Here comes the pitch from McKay Allen. Swung on and hit to the second baseman, Tanner Fox. He collects it, throws it over to first for out number 1. That'll bring up number 2, Cole Solomon for the Greyhounds. Listed as a utility player from Coppell, Texas. A lot of Texas players on this Fort Scott team. Here comes the pitch from Allen. That one is a little wild. Gonna be ball 1. Allen looks in, shakes off a sign. Now set to deliver. Pitch is in there for strike 1. Here comes the 1-1. This ball hit over to Tanner Fox again. And again, he collects it and throws it over to Mondragon for out number 2. So 2 ground balls to the second baseman. Resulted in 2 outs for McKay Allen. I'll bring up number 55, Owen Whistlin, a redshirt French freshman from Houston, Texas. First pitch strike from McKay Allen. Next pitch is in there for strike 2. And so quickly ahead in the count, 0-2 with 2 outs already here in the top of the first. Here comes the next pitch from Allen. This ball chopped over to, guess who? Tanner Fox, who waits for it to come down and tosses it over to first for the 3rd out. 1, 2, 3, we go to the bottom of the first. Neosho coming up. Welcome back, Hudson Field. 0-0 as we go into the bottom of the first. Your starting lineup here for the Panthers starts off with Cruz Aranda, shortstop, who's leading off here. Takes ball 1. After Aranda, Tanner Fox, De La Torre, Beats, Mondragon, Lemunyon, Mears, Garrison, and Richards will be your batting order. Here comes the next pitch to Aranda. It's in there for a low strike. The count goes 1-1. Next pitch on the way from the Fort Scott starter is swung and fouled off by Aranda. The pitcher for Fort Scott, Wyatt Folsom, a freshman from Denton, Texas. He's quickly ready with the 1-2. Swing and a miss by Aranda. That's a strikeout to lead off the game for Cruz. That'll bring up Tanner Fox.
Number 5, Tanner Fox.
Tanner Fox batting .429 on the year. That's good for 4th on the team. He takes a first pitch strike from Folsom. Folsom working quickly. Here's the next pitch. Missing, ball 1. So Folsom not wasting any time. So he's looking in to get a sign. He's got one and is ready to pitch again. This one chopped off the foot of Tanner Fox. And Tanner down in the count 1-2. Tanner gonna take his time getting back in the batter's box. Now he's in there and ready to go. Folsom shakes off a sign. Now he's coming with the 1-2 pitch, and it's in there for strike 3. Tanner watched it catch a corner. And so quickly, 2 outs here for the Panthers. Wyatt Folsom, 3.15 ERA. So he has got some nice statistics. I'll bring up Caleb De La Torre. A lefty-righty matchup. And he takes ball one. The 1-0 pitch from Folsom is swung on and hit into the foul territory on the first base side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Folsom makes his way back to the mound. That's the longest time in between pitches he's had so far. He's got the sign and he's ready to deliver. This ball swung and fouled back. And De La Torre now looking at a 1-2 count. Aranda led off the inning with a strikeout, and Tanner Fox joined him. This ball hit over to the third base side. Third baseman Fort Scott has it. Long throw is in time. And that'll do it for the first inning. A quick one. It's 0-0. We go to the second. You're listening to Panther Baseball on KFEX Firescape Radio 93.1. Welcome back. Hudson Field, we move to the top of the second inning. It's 0-0. Neither team with a hit yet. As McKay Allen heads back to the mound for the Panthers. I told you, it's a cool day. Might see a pitcher's duel here today. Not privy to seeing many of them so far this season. Batter for Fort Scott will be sophomore from Omaha, Nebraska, Andrew Morrow. McKay looks in. He's ready to deliver the first pitch of the second inning. That one's in there a little bit high. Ball 1. Next pitch on the way. Hit hard into center field for a base hit. And that is the first hit of the game for Fort Scott here in the top of the second. So Andrew Morrow leads off with a single for the Greyhounds. We'll see how McKay handles a base runner. Batter is Quinn Waterbury, and he's a big kid. So runner on first now. Here's the pitch from Allen. This ball popped straight up. We'll see if it stays in play. Mondragon and the catcher both giving it chase, and it's going to land on top of the Fort Scott dugout. So a lot of action for strike 1. Now McKay will get back on the mound with a new baseball. And an 0-1 count. Here comes the pitch. That one's in there for strike 2. Allen up 0-2 quickly. He's got the sign. He's glancing over at the runner, and here's the pitch. Bounces in front of the catcher and going to get away from him, and the runner will go down to second. So that one got away from Allen just a little bit. count is 1-2 with a runner now on second. McKay has a sign now. Looks back at the runner at second. Long look. Now here's the pitch. This ball hit to Tanner Fox, who blocks it, picks it up, and throws the runner out. Number 12, Andrew Morrow, makes his way to third, and now we have one out with a runner on third for Fort Scott batter Colin Fraley, a sophomore from Ozark, Missouri. So McKay Allen will need a infield out here or a sharply hit ball. That ball's not as sharply hit as you'd want, but it is an out. It's the ball fielded by Tanner Fox and thrown to first, but Fort Scott is on the board with a run. So 2 down now for Sean Moore for Fort Scott. Nobody on. Here's the pitch from Allen. This ball's hit hard into center field. Beats giving chase, and he's got plenty of room for the third out of the inning. It's a quick inning, but Fort Scott strikes first. They lead at 1-0. You're listening to Panther Baseball here on KFEX. Back here at Hudson Field, 1-0 Fort Scott lead. Coming up the middle of the order for Neosho. Nolan Beats, Joe Mondragon, and Hunter Lemunion, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters.
Now batting, number 10, Nolan Beats.
Nolan Beats, batting .412, leads the team with 10 home runs. It's a right-hander against right-handed pitcher. This pitch is missing for ball 1. Wyatt Folsom on the mound for Fort Scott. He's ready to deliver the 1-0, and this one's in the dirt. Ball 2. .2-0 pitch from Folsom. Beats swung and just got a piece. Fouled it off. The 2-1 pitch on the way. A breaking ball missed. And we're at 3 balls and 1 strike. This pitch from Folsom, fouled away. Now the count is run full. For Nolan Beats. Folsom looking in for the sign. Now he's got it. Here comes the full count pitch. Swing and a miss. So Folsom been effective here early. Strikes out Nolan Beats for his 3rd strikeout already. Here in 1 1/3 innings pitched.
Now batting, number 17, Joe Mondragon. Mondragon.
Joe Mondragon batting .451. Your first baseman is the Panther due up. He's in there, lefty versus righty. He fouls this one off towards the direction of my car. No crashes. No balls, one strike. Here's the pitch from Folsom. It's in there for strike two. And Mondragon down quickly 0-2. Folsom continues to work quickly. Next pitch is a strike three, but they're going to have to throw it down to first as the catcher didn't handle it. But it is in time, and that's strikeout number 4 for Wyatt Folsom.
Now batting, designated hitter number 26, Hunter LaMunyan.
Brings up Hunter LaMunyan, starting his 7th game of the season today. Batting .400. First pitch fouled off. Hunter does have 2 home runs in 30 at-bats. Folsom shakes off a sign, now delivers. Swing and a miss. LaMunyan down 0-2. Well, so far, Wyatt Folsom has been a buzzsaw. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. In there, strike 3. And he strikes out the side here in the second inning. Down in order goes Neosho County. They trail 1-0 moving into the third. Welcome back. Neosho County trailing 1-0 to Fort Scott. We go to the top of the third. McKay Allen needs to try and keep pace here with Wyatt Folsom, the pitcher for Fort Scott, who's through 2 innings mowed through the Neosho lineup. So Allen's back on the mound. Ben Kiefer at the plate for Fort Scott. Here's the pitch. Missing high, 1-0.
You'll be fine. We're going to clear your stuff out. Mr. Arsenault here. There's your spot. Be quiet.
Pitch number 2 is swung on, missed.
Dave, this is Mr. Arsenault. This is Dave Ringo, our radio announcer.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch. This ball fouled away. Allen with the 1-2 count, set to deliver. That ball just missing. And it's 2-2. McKay looks in for the sign. Here comes the pitch. This ball hit to shortstop Aranda, goes under his glove. And Ben Kiefer is going to be aboard. So that'll be an error on Cruz. The leadoff batter for Fort Scott is on. That'll bring up Alexei Kazarin, a freshman from Frisco, Texas. So runner on first for Fort Scott, and McKay Allen needs to deal with that. And here's a bunt laid down. Third baseman charging, throws. Great play by Caleb Delatorre as he gets the runner at first. But Kiefer is moved up to second with one away. So nicely executed all the way around. Nice bunt by Fort Scott. Nicely played defensively by Caleb Delatorre of Neosho. Here is the top of the lineup and Ben McConnell. This one is swung on, foul ball. McKay looks in and gets ready to deliver the 0-1. This one's fouled back, so McKay Allen jumps ahead 0-2. Allen stepped back. Gets the runner to go back. No throw. Now McKay looks back again. Now delivers the 0-2. This ball hits sharply right at Caleb Delatorre, who fields it cleanly, looks the runner back, and throws across the diamond for the out. So Delatorre with two solid defensive plays here in this inning. And there's two away with a runner on second now for Fort Scott. That'll bring up Cole Solomon. Allen has the sign and gets ready to deliver. Here comes the pitch. That ball just misses a corner, and it's ball one. McKay checks the runner a couple times, now delivers. Swing and a miss, strike two. Excuse me, strike one. First pitch was a ball. I got excited. Just trying to give McKay an extra strike there. It is 1-1 count. McKay has the sign and delivers the pitch. That one's in there for strike two. As Solomon did not offer. Now a big pitch upcoming here for McKay Allen. He's going to check the runner and now set to deliver the 1-2. And this one is hit to first baseman Mondragon, who hits McKay coming across. He got him with the out. McKay had to jump up in the air for it, but came down before the runner made it to first. And that is the third out of the inning as they work around the leadoff error. And they trail 1-0 going into the bottom of the third. You're listening to Panther Baseball on KFEX. Welcome back. We prepare for the bottom of the third inning. Neosho going to try and figure out some way to get to Folsom here. They've been set down in order in the first two innings. Aaron Mears, your batter, he's swinging at the first pitch, strike one. Aaron Mears, your starting left fielder today. Here comes the next pitch from Folsom. That one doesn't quite make it back to the plate. Ball one. Folsom set to deliver the 1-1 to Aaron Mears. Mears watches this one go by for strike two. We told you we might see a pitcher's duel here today with the weather, and so far the pitcher's coming through. This one's fouled off. Mears will get back in there, and we'll do the 1-2 again. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Aaron Mears strikes out swinging to start off the bottom of the third. That brings up Brady Garrison.
Number 13, Brady Garrison.
Garrison's been on fire. He leads the team in batting average, batting .474. Here's the pitch to him. It's low. Ball one. Next pitch on the way is hit to the shortstop. He's got it and throws it across. And that's to rely on a scoop by the first baseman, but it was there, and that's out number two.
Now batting, number 15, Kenton.
So quickly 2 down in the Neosho half of the third. It'll bring up Chanute kid Kenton Richards. We'll see if Kenton can be the first one to break through here for the Panthers. He takes a first pitch ball. The 1-0 on the way. Fouled off. That one bangs off the top of the dugout. A 1-1 count. Here's the next pitch. Another one fouled back by Richards. 1-2 count now. Pitch from Folsom on the way, and Richards is out in front, strike three. And Folsom continues to just tear through the Neosho order. We go to the top of the fourth. It's 1-0 Fort Scott. Welcome back. Neosho trails it 1-0 as we go to the top of the fourth inning here. It's been a quick first 3 innings. Both pitchers working fast. Neosho 0 runs, 0 hits. Fort Scott 1 run, 1 hit. McKay Allen will step back up on the mound and work at keeping Neosho close. Owen is whistling at the plate for Fort Scott. I see his name and I keep wanting to call him Owen Wilson. It is Owen Wilson. There's a misprint on the roster then. It's Owen Wilson. Wow. Get it? Wow. All right. 1-1 count. You have to work on my material.
I got it. I just didn't.
Allen delivers. This one fouled back and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. McKay shakes off a sign. Now he's got one he likes. Set to deliver the 1-2. Missing outside. Ball 2. So here comes the 2-2. Ball hit in the air out to left field. And in to make the catch is Aaron Mears. 1 away. It was one of those off the bat that looks like it's going to be pretty shallow, but Mears had plenty of time to run in and make that catch. That brings up Andrew Morrow. The righty on righty matchup. The pitch from Allen. Whew. Just misses. Ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Swing and a miss for the first strike against Morrow. McKay's got the sign and set to deliver the 1-1. That one's low, ball 2. Top of the 4th inning, Fort Scott leads 1-0. He scored that in the 2nd. This game has moved right along. Here's the pitch from Allen. That one is just missed again. It's now 3-1. McKay doesn't want to lose this batter. Here is the pitch, and it's low. He does lose him, walks him. So Fort Scott's got a runner aboard with 1 out. For Quinn Waterbury. Makes a slow stroll to the plate. Batters for Fort Scott don't work quite as quickly as the pitcher does. Waterbury's in the box. Here's the pitch from Allen. Swing and a miss. So strike 1. McKay glancing over now, throws over to first. Runner back in time. It was a good move by McKay Allen. But runner reacted well and quickly. Now McKay to the plate. Swing and a miss. Foul tip by Waterbury, and McKay is ahead of him 0-2. Allen has the sign, checks the runner, and now delivers. Fouled off. McKay wanted that pitch. But Waterbury spoiled it, stays alive. Now McKay ready to deliver the next one. Swing and a miss. And McKay strikes him out. Waterbury strolls back to the dugout. So 2 away here for Fort Scott. The runner on first. Brings up Colin Fraley. First pitch from McKay is hit into left field, shallow, and Mears can't quite get there. Runner will have to stop at second, however. So runners on first and second after that base hit by Fraley. Brings up
Now batting
Sean Moore.
8, Moore.
Moore, a sophomore from Waxahachie, Texas.
Lucci.
So runners on first and second here for McKay Allen with 2 outs. This ball hit in the air, but right at Nolan Beats, and that'll do it. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Neosho trails 1-0 to Fort Scott. You're listening to Panther Baseball on KFEX. Welcome back. Neosho County trailing Fort Scott 1-0 here as we move to the bottom of the 4th.
Now batting, number 11, Cruz Aranda.
Go back to the top of the lineup here for the Neosho Panthers. Cruz Aranda squared to bunt, but then took a strike. I think Ben's camera adds about 50 pounds to me when it gets posted on Facebook.
But it's not because of the camera.
Down in the count, 0-2 is Aranda. Folsom has been impressive so far for Fort Scott. The next pitch is missing, ball 1. Cruz was strikeout victim his first time up, along with 6 of his teammates. This ball hit to the shortstop, who charges in, has trouble getting it out of his glove. That's going to be an error on the shortstop, as Aranda is aboard.
Now batting, number 5, Tanner Fox.
So Neosho with their first base runner of the day. And now Tanner Fox. Tanner Fox steps to the plate. I wonder if we'll see Aranda busy on the base paths here. Here is Fox squaring to bunt. The throw back to first is not in time. It was close. But Aranda gets back, as the catcher made a snap throw behind Cruz. Count is 1-0 to Fox. Here's the pitch from Folsom. Tanner gets the bunt down. Folsom's got it. Throws over to first. And Cruz moves into second.
Now batting,
So a sacrifice for Tanner Fox. That'll bring up Caleb De La Torre now with a runner in scoring position with 1 out. De La Torre was retired with a ground ball from second base in the first inning. The first pitch to him is in there for strike 1. Neosho looking for a big hit from Caleb here. Try and even this game up. Next pitch is fouled away. And De La Torre quickly down 0-2. So Wyatt Folsom, the freshman from Denton, Texas, impressive so far for the Greyhounds. Here's the 0-2 pitch to De La Torre. That one's missing for ball 1. Aranda on second base, thanks to an error on the Fort Scott shortstop. And Folsom ready to deliver the pitch. This one is just fouled away. De La Torre stays alive. And count remains 1-2. Folsom slowed down a little bit here now with a runner on. Takes a long look into the catcher. Now looks back at Cruz and delivers the 1-2. Misses again, 2-2. Good eye by Caleb. Again, Folsom with a long look. It's only striking because of how fast he was working. Now Folsom checks the runner twice and delivers the 2-2. This ball hit hard out into center field. Center fielder is not going to get there. Yes, he is. That ball kind of tailed back his way. And Aranda tags up and moves to third. Well, off the bat, it didn't appear that the center fielder was going to have a shot at that ball. But it just hung up just enough. So Aranda, yeah, that's someone just pointed out the wind helped the shortstop or the center fielder there as the wind was blowing from left to right. Blew that ball back to him a little bit. First pitch in there for a strike against Nolan Beats. Now Aranda on third with 2 outs. Neosho County trailing 1-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Next pitch on the way from Folsom. This ball's hit to the shortstop, a little bloop. The shortstop has it for the third out of the inning. And though Neosho had a runner on base that time, nothing comes of it. We move on to the fifth, where the Panthers trail Fort Scott 1-0. You're listening to KFEX, Firescape Radio 93.1. Welcome back. Fast-moving first game of this doubleheader. We move to the top of the fifth, where Neosho trails 1-0. McKay Allen out on the hill. Ben Kiefer at the plate for Fort Scott. First pitch is hit right back at McKay, and he fields it and throws it over in time. So the first out on the first pitch for McKay Allen.
Now batting, number 7.
On a comebacker. And Alexei Kazarin steps to the plate now for the Greyhounds. The pitch from Allen. Foul back. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Another one. Almost an instant replay of the first pitch. Fouled straight back. And McKay up in the count 0-2. This pitch is just fouled away. And the count remains 0-2. Allen's got the sign and set to deliver. That one misses, ball one. Next pitch is hit right at Tanner Fox, fields it cleanly and throws it over to Joe Mondragon for out number 2. So quickly 2 away, and now McKay Allen will face the top of the Fort Scott lineup again. McKay has dealt with some base runners in the majority of his innings, but has been pretty solid. Here's the pitch from Allen. Misses, ball one. Next pitch on the way. Swing and fouled off. 1-1 count now for McConnell. 1 run, 2 hits here in the 5th for Fort Scott. 0 runs, 0 hits for Neosho. This pitch is fouled away again. And McKay is up in the count 1-2. The 1-2 pitch is in the dirt. Ball 2. Now 2-2 count, pitch on the way. That one's high. And O'Connell has worked the count full now from McKay. Full count, 2 outs. Allen will try and throw a strike here. And it's not going to be there. It's a walk to Ben McConnell. Brings up Cole Solomon. Now with a runner on first for Fort Scott. 2 outs in the inning. Okay, looks in for the sign. He's got it. Checks the runner and makes the pitch. This ball missing again, ball 1. Now McKay's going to take a little stroll off the mound and try to gather himself. Back up there, he's got the sign. Checks the runner. There goes the runner. Garrison up throwing, and O'Connell beats it there. So a speedy runner on base, and that's a stolen base for Ben McConnell. The pitch was a ball, so it's 2-0 count now. Oh, no. Now they called it a strike. It's 1-1. So here comes the 1-1 from Allen. This one's dribbled foul down the first base line. And McKay is up in the count 1-2. Allen checks the runner and delivers the 1-2 pitch in there for strike 3, swing and a miss. And that's the end of the top of the 5th. McKay deals with a 2-out walk, works around it. It's 1-0 Fort Scott. We go to the Neosho half of the 5th. You're listening to Panther Baseball on KFEX Firescape Radio. Back at Hudson Field,
17, Joe
Mondragon to lead things off here for Neosho. They trail 1-0 here in the bottom of the fifth in a fast-moving opening game of this doubleheader. Here's the pitch, foul back. So 0-1 count on Joe Mondragon, one of the reigning athletes of the week in the Jayhawk Conference. Next pitch on the way, swing and a miss by Joe. He's down 0-2. So Wyatt Folsom starting off this inning like he started every inning. He's got the sign, throws it in. That one just misses, ball one. So the dugout tries to shout encouragement to Mondragon. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Folsom. Foul back. So Folsom, in 4 innings of work, has 7 strikeouts for Fort Scott. They lead at 1-0 over Neosho here. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Mondragon down on strikes again.
now batting. Number 26, Hunter LaMonnier.
We'll bring up Hunter LaMonnier. Strikeout victim his first time up in the second. First pitch in there, and he's hit. It hit him. So Hunter LaMonnier will make his way down to first base as he's hit by a pitch. Now Aaron Mears will step to the plate with a runner on first now. And as we saw after the error in the 4th inning, this changes the dynamic of Folsom's pattern a little bit. Folsom been working fast all game, but when someone gets on base, he tends to work a little slower. First pitch is a ball. Now he's staring in at the catcher. Now ready to deliver. That one also misses, so 2-0. And a good sign for Neosho that when Folsom has a base runner, he looks a lot different. Now he's got the sign, ready to deliver the 2-0 to Aaron Mears. Aaron takes a shot at it, chopper to third base, over to second for 1. Turn to first, not in time. Mears ran it out. Hits into a fielder's choice.
13, Brady Garrison.
So that'll bring up Brady Garrison now. Runner still in first. 2 outs. Neosho trailing 1-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Garrison leading the team in batting average. He's first pitch swinging. Shortstop's got to come in quickly on a chopper and throws it over to first. And the first baseman makes a great scoop. And Fort Scott gets out of the 5th here. They still lead it 1-0. We move to the 6th. You're listening to Panther Baseball on KFEX.
You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah.
Welcome back. We go to the 6th inning. Neosho still trailing 1-0. McKay Allen has done a good job of keeping pace with the pitching job done by Wyatt Folsom. We'll have to continue to do so here in the top of the 6th. Here is the first pitch hit deep to right field, but Richards is back, slamming up against the wall after making the catch. That was a drive by Owen Wilson. But it's out number 1. Wow. Andrew Morrow to the plate now for Fort Scott with 1 away. McKay Allen is ready to deliver. This pitch is in there for strike 1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That one's missing. Ball 1. One and one pitch on the way from Allen is missing. Ball 2. McKay has had a base runner in most innings to deal with. I'm sure would love to get through this inning clean. This pitch is in there, and it misses. Ball 3. So McKay behind in the count, 3-1. McKay's got the sign, delivers the 3-1, and this one's swung on and chopped to Caleb Delatorre, who throws across the diamond and scooped up by Joe Mondragon. Good defensive team play right there by the Panthers. And there's 2 down here in the top of the 6th. The first baseman make that scoop look so easy. I can attest from softball, it's not even nearly coming in like that. Here comes the pitch from Allen, is low, ball 1. McKay Allen set to deliver the 1-0. Swing and a miss by Quinn Waterbury. Waterbury struck out his last time up. Here comes the 1-1. This ball hit sharply up the middle, narrowly missing. McKay Allen is a base hit. Or did that get a piece of McKay? He takes a long stroll around the mound. Runner on first now for Fort Scott with 2 outs. That'll bring up Colin Fraley. Fraley's first pitch swinging with a base hit out into right field. Runner on his way to third. Now missed the cutoff man, and Fraley will get into second. So Kenton Richards, after fielding it, missed the cutoff man and allowed the batter to find his way to second. Now runners on second and third with 2 outs, and an important moment here for McKay Allen and the Panthers. So McKay really needs to get this batter. Sean Moore, the sophomore from Waxahachie, Texas. Here comes the pitch from Allen. Low, ball 1. So a couple base hits here from Fort Scott back to back. Put McKay Allen in a tough spot. Here's a blooper to shortstop. Aranda's got it, makes the throw across, and Neosho's out of the inning. So good job done there by McKay Allen and the defense behind him. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 1-0 Fort Scott. You're listening to Panther Baseball on KFEX Firescape Radio.
After all is said and done, you've never walked, you've never run.
Welcome back. Neosho down to their last 6 outs here in game number 1 to try and win this first game of this doubleheader against Fort Scott.
15.
Fort Scott 27-5. Good record coming in. So Kenton Richards will lead things off here in the 6th. This ball is hit to the shortstop, and he fields it off a hop, throws it across. May have pulled him off. They say no. Umpire says he's out. It was a wild throw by the shortstop, and
Now batting, number 11.
only because the first baseman is such a big guy did he not pull his foot off the bag. And so a 6-3 putout is out number 1 here for the Panthers. It brings up Cruz Aranda. And he looks at strike 1. Cruz has a lot of speed if he could get on base. Very important batter here in the Neosho lineup. Second pitch is in there for strike 2, and Aranda down on the count 0-2. Folsom shakes off a sign and now set to deliver. This one's missing low, ball 1. So Fort Scott, 1 run, 3 hits. Neosho 0 runs, 0 hits here in the bottom of the 6th. Only 1 more inning to go. It's a 7-inning game in the first game of the doubleheader. Aranda swings and fouls this one off his foot. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch from Folsom. Aranda sticks the bat out there and bloops one out there, but the shortstop is back to get it. That's out number 2. Bring up Tanner Fox with
Now batting,
nobody on and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th, trailing 1-0. Neosho has, the last few weeks, struggled to score runs in the first game, but not like this. First pitch, ball 1. Wyatt Folsom has been dominant here for Fort Scott. Second pitch misses, ball 2. So Tanner Fox ahead in the count, 2-0. Next pitch on the way. Tanner swings, grounds it to the shortstop, who throws it across in time for the 3rd out of the inning. We move on to the 7th. Neosho still trails at 1-0 to Fort Scott. You're listening to Panther Baseball on KFEX Firescape Radio 93.1. We move to the final inning, the 7th inning of the first game of this doubleheader against Fort Scott. Neosho trails 1-0. And McKay Allen returns to the mound. He's pitched a good game, just giving up 1 run in 6 innings. He'll try to get 3 more outs here. This ball is first pitch hit into right field for a base knock. So Ben Kiefer, a leadoff single for Fort Scott, and McKay Allen will have to work around that.
Number 7, Kazaria.
Alexei Kazarin is the batter for Fort Scott now. Here comes McKay Allen's first pitch to him. Squaring to bunt is Kazarin, who doesn't get it down. It's strike 1. So Fort Scott looking for an insurance run here in the last inning of this game. Last inning unless Neosho can tie it up. Defense is in now, expecting a bunt. Allen with the pitch. The batter does square to bunt and takes the ball after he pulls the bat back. 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Allen. The bunt is down, and it's a good one. McKay off the mound to field it and toss it to the first baseman, Joe Mondragon, for the out. But the runner, Ben Kiefer, moves to second base. So runner on second with 1 out now for leadoff hitter Ben McConnell for the Greyhounds. McKay Allen set to deliver. That pitch is in there for strike 1. McKay has been very solid today, pitching for the show. Second pitch is skied up in the air and going to be out of play. So 0-2 count. And Allen looking for a strikeout here. He's got the sign and checks the runner. Now delivers the 0-2. This ball hits sharply to Tanner Fox, the second baseman, who throws it over to Mondragon for the second out. So 2 down now. Kiefer moves over to third. That'll bring up Cole Solomon. So it seems like McKay Allen has been in this situation a few times here in this first game, with a runner on third with 2 outs. And he'll try to keep him right there. First pitch from Allen. Missing, ball 1. So this game just an hour and 11 minutes old, and we are in the last inning. It's flown right along in a pitcher's duel. Second pitch from McKay is fouled away, strike 1. Neosho trails at 1-0 here in the 7th inning, which is the last inning. In the first game of the doubleheader, it goes 7 innings. 1 run, 4 hits for Fort Scott. 0 runs, 0 hits for Neosho. Next pitch on the way by Allen is missing, ball 2. Two-one count to Solomon. Here's the pitch. Foul back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a big pitch upcoming for McKay. He's got the sign. Here it comes. Just missing. The count runs full. Dugout wanted that one. So 3 balls, 2 strikes now. And McKay will try to get it just a little bit closer here. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. And McKay Allen strikes out the batter. And what a performance he's had. He'll ask his offense to pick him up. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. One last try for Neosho. They trail 1-0. You're listening to Panther Baseball on KFEX. We are back. The bottom half of the 7th, and Neosho's last chance here against Wyatt Folsom, who's been dominant for Fort Scott. He's not given up a hit in the first 6 innings, and Neosho down to their last 3 outs.
Let's go, boy.
Due up, De La Torre beats and Mondragon. De La Torre, lefty and righty matchup here, and he looks at strike 1. So Caleb hit a nice line drive his last time up. But the center fielder was able to get there. This one's a ball, 1-1. It would be huge if the Panthers could get the leadoff runner on here. This ball is hit hard, but second baseman fields a bad hop and throws it across for the first out. So 1 away here for Neosho, now down to 2 outs here in game number 1 against Fort Scott. Nolan Beats, cleanup hitter. He's 0 for 2. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. 0-1 count to Beats. Folsom for Fort Scott. Second pitch. This one's a little dribbler back to the Folsom, who throws it over, and quickly down to their last out is Neosho. It's all up to Joe Mondragon. He's 0 for 2. He struck out twice. So Neosho needs a drive here out of Joe Mondragon. And Wyatt Folsom continues to cruise. Here's the pitch from Folsom. Swing and fouled away by Mondragon. Mondragon, the pitcher shakes off a sign. Now the pitch in there for strike 2 as Joe shakes his head. It's 0-2 count now. And Neosho down to their last strike here in game number 1. Folsom shakes off a sign. Now he's got one he likes. This one is hit up in the air, and it's going to go out of play. So count remains 0-2. Wyatt Folsom, this freshman pitcher from Denton, Texas, for Fort Scott, is not allowed a hit. He just needs one more strike. This pitch is in the dirt. And the count is 1-2. Joe would like nothing better than to bust this thing up for Folsom. That pitch is in there for strike 3. And the Fort Scott bench rushes out to mob the pitcher. He just threw a no-hitter in game number 1 against a very good offense in Neosho County. So that is how the first game ends after 1 hour and 18 minutes. A fast pitcher's duel. And Fort Scott wins it 1-0. We'll come back to wrap it up and get you ready for game 2. You're listening to Panther Baseball on KFEX, Firescape Radio 93.1.
Good job, young man.
Welcome back out at Hudson Field, where the Panthers dropped game 1 to the Fort Scott Greyhounds. They got no hit by pitcher Wyatt Folsom, who was impressive on the mound in the first game. We're ready to start game number 2. McKay Allen threw a solid first game for Neosho County, but ends up the hard luck loser of that game. We about ready for first pitch here. Tyler McGrew takes the mound for Neosho County. Tyler unleashes pitch number 1, swing and a miss, strike 1. McGrew with a 6.85 ERA. He's 3-1 on the year. Here's the second pitch in there for strike 2. So McGrew up in the count, 0-2. Sophomore from Webb City, Missouri. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. That one misses the outside corner. It's ball 1. One, 2 on the way. This is fouled straight back. Here's the 1-2 from McGrew. Swing and a miss. And he starts off this game with a strikeout. Your outfield for the Panthers: Kenton Richards in right, Nolan Beats in center, and Dalton Weaver manning left field this game. It's McGrew set to pitch to number 2, Cole Solomon. Here's the pitch from McGrew, and it's in there for strike 1. Your infield: De La Torre at third, Aranda at short, Fox at second, Mondragon at first, Garrison behind the plate. This one's skied up in the air, but it's going to go out of play on the third base side. Your DH for this game will be Adam Tice for the Panthers. McGrew ahead in the count here, 0-2 here in the top of the first. This pitch is low, ball 1. One, 2 on the way. That one just misses, ball 2. And here comes the 2-2. This ball is hit shallow. Aranda out there at shortstop from his position at shortstop to make the catch for out number 2. That brings up Owen Wilson, a freshman from Houston, Texas. McGrew looks in, set to deliver. This ball lifted into foul territory on the third base side, and it'll make it out of play. So 0-1 to Owen Wilson. Here's the next pitch from McGrew. This ball grounded up the middle past a diving Tanner Fox for a base hit for Fort Scott. So a 2-out single. A runner on first for the Greyhound cleanup hitter, Andrew Morrow, the sophomore from Omaha, Nebraska. Righty matchup for McGrew. He's got a sign and delivers. That pitch is in there for strike one. Now a throw back to first, runner back in time. McGrew has the sign and delivers a pitch. The runner goes. Here's the throw by Garrison, and it is not quite in time. It's a stolen base for Owen Wilson. So a 1-1 count now with 2 outs and a runner on second for Fort Scott. The Greyhounds, winners of the first game, 1-0. Neosho would like to salvage a split here. We're in the top of the first. That pitch a ball from McGrew, and it's 2-1. Next pitch on the way from Tyler, and this ball is fouled out of play on the down the right field line. Two balls, 2 strikes. McGrew checks the runner, now delivers the pitch. That ball low, and the count goes full. McGrew has only 7 walks in 23 innings of work. He'll check the runner, and here's the full count pitch. This one is fouled over here towards the booth. And we'll redo the 3-2 count pitch. Here's the next pitch from Tyler McGrew. This one fouled off again. So Andrew Morrow making him work for it. And McGrew trying to keep the Greyhounds off the board here in the top of the first. Runner on second, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. This ball grounded to Fox at second base, and the throw is accurate, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the first. 0-0 here. Neosho County coming up. here for the bottom of the first. 0-0. Cruz Aranda leading things off for the Panthers, just like he did in the first game. Be Aranda, Fox, De La Torre, Beats, Mondragon, Tice, Weaver, Garrison, and Richards. Cruz Aranda watches the first pitch go for a strike. The pitcher for Fort Scott, Kyle Smith, a sophomore from Willard, Missouri. This pitch is fouled off by Cruz. Quickly down in the count 0-2. Here comes the pitch from Smith. That one misses for ball one. The 1-2 on the way. Aranda sticks his bat out there and gets a piece. It spoils the pitch. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch from Smith on the way. Aranda again fouls it off. Just got a piece. Still 1-2. Bottom of the first inning here in the second game of this doubleheader. That pitch misses inside from Smith, 2-2. The 2-2 on the way. Again, Aranda just sticks his bat out there and fouls it off. Another 2-2 pitch. This ball is poked out into center field for a base hit, and the Neosho leadoff hitter is on. Cruz Aranda with a leadoff single, and that's the first hit of the day for Neosho. They went hitless in the first game. That'll bring up Tanner Fox. So Neosho starts off the second game in a way that they hadn't the whole day, the entire first game. We'll see if they can get a little something going here in the first. Fox fouls one off. Tanner went 0 for 2 in the first one with a sacrifice. Oh, and 1 count here. Smith has the sign and comes to the plate. That one catches the low strike. And Fox is down in the count 0-2. Here comes the pitch. This ball chopped high. Third baseman's got it. He's going to go to first with it and take the out. That was a good play by the third baseman for Fort Scott, Cole Solomon. It was a high chopper. Knew he was going to have trouble getting Aranda at second. Cruz speedy. And so he got the sure out at first. And Aranda on second with 1 out. Brings up Caleb De La Torre, the lefty, facing right-handed pitcher Kyle Smith. First pitch to De La Torre is a ground ball to the first baseman, who underhands it to the pitcher over there to get the out. And Aranda moves to third. So now a runner on third, two down. For Panther cleanup hitter Nolan Beats. Nolan 0 for 3 in the first game with a strikeout. So here's the pitch from Smith. Beats, hits one hard to center field, but the center fielder is tracking back to make the catch. And that is it for the first inning. It's 0-0. We move to the second. You're listening to Panther Baseball on KFEX Firescape Radio 93.1. Welcome back. Listening to KFEX Sports presentation of Neosho County Community College Baseball. We're scoreless here in the top of the second. Tyler McGrew pitching for the Panthers. Leading off is Quinn Waterbury here for the Greyhounds in the top of the second. That pitch missing low, ball one. Next pitch. That one misses, ball two. So 2-0 count. Next pitch on the way from McGrew, and this one is hit high in the air to left field. And it is caught by Dalton Weaver for out number one. I'll bring up Sean Moore for the Greyhounds. Fort Scott at 28-5 after game one. Here's a pitch from McGrew. Fouled off. The 0-1 pitch. Missing low, ball one. Top of the second inning. We're scoreless. Fort Scott won the first game 1-0. This pitch is in there, missing for ball two. Two-one pitch on the way from McGrew. Missing again, 3-1. Next pitch on the way and missing again. And it's a walk for Sean Moore. So now a runner on first with one out as McGrew loses the Fort Scott batter there. And that'll bring up the mustached Mitch McAllister, a sophomore from Kansas City, Missouri, with, as you might have guessed from my explanation, a sweet stash. First pitch in there for a ball. McGrew throws over to first, runner back. McGrew, the 1-0 pitch, missing the zone again. It's 2-0. Tyler struggling a little bit, and here comes pitching coach Ben Jacks. So the coach Jacks and catcher Brady Garrison out to talk to Tyler McGrew. Runner on first and a 2-0 count to the Fort Scott batter with one out. So the instructions have been given, and now Coach Jacks makes the long walk back to the dugout. And we're ready to continue. So McGrew down 2-0 in the count here to the Fort Scott batter. Here's the pitch. That one's in there for a strike. So 2-1 count now. McGrew's got the sign. Delivers the pitch. Swung and missed. So just like that, the count evened up at 2-2. McGrew does have 28 strikeouts in 23 innings, and this one is a chopper to the third baseman, thrown in time for the second out. So no strikeout there for McGrew, but the second out nonetheless. Sean Moore advances to second base, but now he's there with two away. That'll bring up Ben Kiefer, the catcher for the Greyhounds. McGrew looks in and gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Ball's low, missing the strike zone. 1-0. Every time you think the clouds are going to clear up, another batch rolls in. This pitch is chopped. It's going to be a tough play. Second baseman rushing in. Now he's got the runner hung up on third. Little rundown is complete, and the catcher, Brady Garrison, tags out the runner for the third out. That was a good thing. A heads-up play by Tanner Fox, as I don't think he was going to be able to get the runner at first base. Neosho's out of the inning. It's 0-0. We move to the bottom of the second. You're listening to Panther Baseball on KFEX Firescape Radio. Back for game 2 action here. We go to the bottom of the second. We're still scoreless here in the second game. 0-0, one hit apiece for both Fort Scott and Neosho County. Due up for the Panthers this inning, Joe Mondragon, Adam Tice, and Dalton Weaver to face Fort Scott pitcher Kyle Smith. Smith allowed a leadoff single in the first, but managed to wiggle his way out of the inning. So Joe Mondragon, who had a tough first game, 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. And he'll try to rebound here in the second game with his first at-bat. Here comes the pitch from Smith. That one is low and outside for ball 1.
What'd you get them stuck? Like, what'd you get them doing? You're just like, hey, you guys are going to do this. And they got to hit 200 threes.
1-0 pitch. That one's missing.
Threes and 200 free throws.
So Mondragon ahead in the count, 2-0.
So I'll just meet here. You guys are terrible, so I'm going to go down to baseball.
And that pitch missing again and quickly. 3 balls, no strikes here to Mondragon. Here comes the pitch. Mondragon taking all the way, and that one's right down the middle for strike. So 3-1 here. Next pitch on the way from Kyle Smith. Swing and a miss by Joe. And the count runs full. This pitch is missing, and Mondragon draws the walk. So a good start there to the second game for Joe Mondragon. And for the second inning in a row, leadoff batter finds their way on base for the Panthers. That brings up Adam Tice. Tice batting .309, 3 home runs. First pitch is in there for strike one. So 0-1. Smith takes a long look in there. Now has a sign he likes. He throws over to first. Mondragon back easily. Smith will deliver the 0-1 pitch. That ball's missing. 1-1. Neosho County, no hit in the first game. Didn't take them long to get their first hit here in the second game as they got a leadoff single from Aranda. They could not manage to bring him around to score. And for the second inning in a row, they have the leadoff batter aboard. 2-1 count now to Adam Tice with Mondragon on first. Here's the pitch. Fouled over here. Off the booth. I only flinched a little. Two balls, two strikes. Smith shakes off a sign. Now he's got one. And here comes the 2-2. That one misses low. And the count runs full for the second batter in a row. So Neosho making this pitcher work. Full count pitch on the way. This ball hit to the shortstop. He's going to go to second for one, but ball was not hit sharply enough to convert the double play. That's a fielder's choice.
Now batting, number 3, Dalton.
And Adam Tice will end up on first now with one out. Bring up Dalton Weaver, the other new starter here in the second game. He's batting .396, has 2 home runs on the season. Smith checks the runner, now delivers the pitch. It's low for ball one. Smith delivers the next pitch. Dalton swing and a miss. Tice leads away from first. Smith set to deliver the 1-1. That one missing. 2-1. Next pitch on the way. This one is popped up in the air and going to go out of play. So count evens up at 2-2. As Smith looks in for the sign. The Fort Scott pitcher here in the second game now throws back to first and Tice back in time. Here comes the 2-2. This ball hit hard to center field, but The center fielder is there to make the grab. Had to take a few steps back. And that is the second out of the inning. So 2 down now. And Brady Garrison
Now batting, number 13, Brady Garrison.
steps to the plate. Righty on righty matchup with this pitcher, Kyle Smith. And here comes the first pitch to Brady, and that's off the catcher's pads. And into second goes Adam Tice. Now a runner in scoring position. 1-0 count to Brady Garrison with 2 down. This pitch on the way, and it's low, 2-0. Brady Garrison leading the team in batting average, batting .474, 4 home runs, 10 doubles. Here comes the 2-0 pitch, and this ball is hit hard at the second baseman who doesn't handle it. Now runner going home. We're going to have a play at the plate, and he is safe underneath the tag. And Neosho scores first in the second game. Well, it was a good throw from the shortstop, but Tice slid underneath the tag, and Neosho leads 1-0 on what I'm guessing will amount to an error on the Fort Scott shortstop. That'll bring up Kenton Richards. Now with Brady Garrison on first and Neosho leading 1-0. So Smith delivers the pitch to Kenton Richards, whose first pitch swinging is chopper to the third baseman, who makes the grab and throws him out. So after 2, Neosho gets on the board first here in the second game. They lead 1-0. We go to the top of the third. You're listening to Panther Baseball on KFEX Firescape Radio. Welcome back. Dave Rimbold with you here on KFEX, bringing you Neosho County Community College baseball. The Panthers lead here in the second game of the doubleheader, 1-0 as we go into the top of the third. Alexei Kazarin due up for Fort Scott. Here's the pitch from Tyler McGrew. This one's fouled straight back. And it's an 0-1 count. Next pitch on the way is inside. Ball 1. The 1-1 pitch from McGrew. Working fast, is missing. Ball 2. 2-1 on the way. Swing and a miss. McGrew missed a bat there, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Next pitch from McGrew, upcoming, swing and a miss, and he struck him out. So Kazarin goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. That'll bring the top of the lineup for the Greyhounds. Ben McConnell, a sophomore from Texas. This pitch is in there. No, says umpire, ball 1. 1-0 pitch on the way from McGrew, swing and a miss. Tyler McGrew with a 1-1 count on O'Connell. Set to deliver. That one catches the low corner for strike 2. 1-2 pitch on the way. This one fouled out of play. Here comes the 1-2, swing and a miss. And McGrew, who wasn't missing bats in the first 2 innings, has struck out the first 2 batters here in the third. So he may have found something. And quickly 2 away for Cole Solomon of Fort Scott. McGrew, first pitch, swing and a miss. Well, Tyler didn't give up any runs in the first 2 innings, but had some adventures. Looks like a different pitcher here in the third. And one in missing, 1-1. Next pitch on the way. This one's hit sharply into center field, and a sliding grab by Nolan Beats off the turf. It was dangerous. I think he thought he was going to be able to make a play on that ball, but it hit the ground, and he was in full slide, but managed to get it off the ricochet. At any rate, it's a base hit for Cole Solomon. Now Owen Wilson to the plate for Fort Scott with 2 down. This pitch fouled back. Strike 1.
Where's that kid at?
Houston, Texas. Now a throw over to first by McGrew. Runner back in time. McGrew gets the sign. Set to deliver the 0-1. This ball hit in between first and second, and a base hit into right field. So not sharply hit especially, but it found a way through the infield. And now runners on first and second with 2 outs. I'll bring up Andrew Morrow for Fort Scott. McGrew looking to get out of the third here. That ball low, ball 1. McGrew struck out the first 2 batters here in the third inning, and now is giving up back-to-back singles. 1-0 pitch on the way. That one curving in for a strike. 1-1 count. He's got the sign. It's set to deliver. That one just misses. It's ball 2. Two and 1 count now. Runners first and second, 2 outs. Here's the pitch from McGrew. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Neosho with a 1-0 lead here in the top of the 3rd inning. McGrew set to deliver the 2-2. That one's bouncing in, but Brady Garrison makes a good block. Keeps the runners right where they are. So the count runs full. And McGrew would like to make a pitch here. Here comes the full count pitch. It's hit sharply. And Aranda leaping to make a grab on the line drive. Nice play by Cruz. That's the end of the inning. Neosho leads it as we go to the bottom of the 3rd, 1-0. You're listening to Neosho Baseball on KFEX. Back here for the bottom of the 3rd inning. Neosho leads it 1-0. And to the plate goes Cruz Aranda to lead off here in the 3rd. Cruz got a single his first time up, but was left stranded. Takes ball 1. Kyle Smith on the mound for Fort Scott as Cruz looked to drag bunt, but missed it, and it's 1-1. Here's the pitch by Smith. Swing and a miss by Aranda. He's down 1-2. The 1-2 pitch to Cruz, missing, ball 2. He's able to check his swing. Now the 2-2. On the ground to the shortstop. He's got it and comes up throwing, and it's close play at first, but he's out. So a 6-3 put out for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Tanner Fox. He's 0 for 1 here in game number 2 with a ground out on the first. Here's the pitch from Smith. His first pitch swinging is Fox past the diving third baseman. That's a fair ball, and Fox on his way to second. And he is sliding into second base with a 1-out double. So the first extra base hit of the game, or the day, for Neosho. That'll bring up Caleb De La Torre with a runner on second now and 1 out. De La Torre grounded to the first baseman his first time up in this game. The pitch from Smith is in there for strike 1. Smith has a sign and checks the runner on second now to deliver the 0-1 pitch, and this ball is chopped to the second baseman, who's going to make the throw in time. And Fox moves over to third base. So a runner on third with 2 outs for Nolan Beats. This is the exact same situation for Nolan in the first inning. Nolan flied out to end the first. Now we'll get another shot. Neosho leads at 1-0 here in the third. That ball is missing. So a 1-0 count here to Nolan Beats. Kyle Smith to the plate. And this ball is hit on the ground to the third baseman, and the throw is wild, and the first baseman can't come up with it. And Beats is going to be into second. And a run will score for Neosho. So Tanner Fox scores. Have an error on the third baseman.
Now batting, number 17, Joe Mondragon.
And it's 2-0 Neosho County. Both runs scored on Fort Scott errors. Bring up Joe Mondragon now, the runner on second. Joe lets that high pitch go by for ball 1. Kyle Smith, the pitcher for Fort Scott, set to deliver the 1-0, and this one is missing for ball 2. 2-0. Joe drew a walk his first time up last inning. The 2-0 pitch. Low again, ball 3. 3 pitches, 3 balls from Kyle Smith here, and Mondragon will probably leave the bat on his shoulders here. Here comes the 3-0 from Smith. He does not offer, and it's down the middle for strike 1. So 3-1 count to Joe Mondragon. Nolan Beats on second with 2 outs. This one's fouled straight back, and the count runs full. Joe just missed that one. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second. Here's the pitch. Just got a piece of it, did Joe, and stays alive. And Smith looking in, shakes off a couple signs here. Now he's ready to deliver. Here's the 3-2 pitch again, and Joe gets caught looking. That's a strikeout. That'll end the inning. But Neosho gets another run. They lead at 2-0 as we go to the top of the 4th. You're listening to Panther Baseball on KFEX. here, top of the fourth inning. Neosho leads 2-0. Tyler McGrew back out on the mound. To pitch to Quinn Waterbury. McGrew has given up 3 hits, but no runs. That pitch is in there for strike 1. Neosho with 2 runs and 2 hits. Helped out by 2 Fort Scott errors. The 0-1 from McGrew. That one's missing outside. Ball 1. One on the way. Swing and a miss by Waterbury, and McGrew up in the count 1-2. Tyler McGrew. This pitch is missing outside 2-2. McGrew, the sophomore from Webb City, Missouri. Next pitch on the way. This one's fouled back by Waterbury. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch by McGrew is hitting the air out to center field. Should be an easy play for Nolan Beats. Does make the catch. 1 away. That'll bring up Sean Moore for the Greyhounds. Fort Scott, after winning the first game here today, is 28-5. Neosho 21-7. First pitch from McGrew is swung on and popped up in the air. Aranda's out from his shortstop position, called out by Beats, who almost lost it. It rolled out of his glove, but trapped it against his chest. It goes down on the scorebook as a clean out, number 2. That'll bring up Mitch McAllister with 2 outs here for the Greyhounds. McGrew's pitch missing for ball 1. McGrew looking for his first clean inning. Here comes the 1-0, and McAllister squared the bunt and missed it. It's 1-1. McGrew's next pitch is in the dirt. Ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strikes. Here comes the pitch from McGrew. Foul back. Good pitch by Tyler, spoiled by McAllister. And McGrew will try to do it again. He's got the sign, delivers the pitch. This one is hit out of play down the right field line. Still 2-2. Top of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch from McGrew, and that one is missing low, and the count runs full. As McGrew shakes his head a little bit. Thought that one might have been close enough. Here's the full count pitch. Swung on and popped out of play again. The umpire needs some more baseballs to refresh his supply. Now McGrew back on the mound. Shakes off a sign, shakes off another. Now he's got one he likes. Here's the full count pitch, and it's missing for ball 4. And McGrew showing some frustration. So a runner on first with 2 outs for Ben Kiefer. He's sophomore catcher from South Lake, Texas. McGrew's pitch to him is missing outside, ball 1. One and 0. Missing again. Now 2 balls. And McGrew trying to forget about the last batter still. Here's the 2-0. This one is hit to the right side through the infield for a base hit. And Kenton Richards comes up with it quickly. Runner will have to hold on at second. And now runners on first and second with 2 outs. That brings up Alexei Kazarin. He was a strikeout victim his last time up. Tyler McGrew, the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Now here comes catcher Brady Garrison to talk to his pitcher. Now the 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. So Brady coaxes a strike out of his pitcher, McGrew. Now the count 1-1. 2 away, runners on first and second. Neosho leads at 2-0 here in the top of the 4th. Swung and a miss. Kazarin down in the count now 1-2. McGrew shakes off a sign. Now has one he likes. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss on Kazarin and strike 3. And McGrew's out of the inning again. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Neosho leads 2-0 over the Fort Scott Greyhounds. You're listening to Panther Baseball on Firescape Radio.
It's on the playlist.
Chipping around, keep my brains on the floor. These are the days.
Welcome back. Neosho, 2 runs on 2 hits. Fort Scott, no runs on 4 hits. We move to the bottom of the 4th. Due up for the Panthers.
Now batting.
Adam Tice, Dalton Weaver, and Brady Garrison. Tice scored a run his first time up. Hit a fielder's choice. And so he'll lead off the inning here. First pitch from Kyle Smith is a ball. Kyle Smith. The pitcher for Fort Scott. Here's the 1-0. This ball, a dribbler to the third baseman. He charges it and throws across the diamond. It was a good play by the third baseman for Fort Scott, and Tice is retired.
Now batting, number 3, Dalton Weaver.
Bring up Dalton Weaver. Dalton Weaver flied out his first time up back in the second inning. So Weaver steps in there, a lefty on righty matchup. This one is fouled out of play. So Weaver was first pitch swinging. Smith looking in for the sign. Now set to deliver the 0-1. This ball is hit hard through the gap on the right side and into right field. Base hit for Dalton Weaver. So a 1-out single. Gets a base runner for Neosho, and that'll bring up catcher Brady Garrison. Garrison reached on an error his first time up. So Smith pitches to Brady. The first pitch is in there for a strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Garrison. Ball 1. Dalton Weaver on first base after a 1-out single. Here's the next pitch by Smith, and that one is missing. Ball 2. Two and 1. Smith the pitch. Garrison the chopper to the third baseman, fielded cleanly and turned into a double play. And that'll do it for the Panther fourth. We go to the top of the fifth. Neosho leads it 2-0. You're listening to Panther Baseball on Firescape Radio 93.1. Welcome back. Neosho leads 2-0 here as we move to the top of the fifth. Two quick moving games I mentioned at the top of the broadcast. I wondered if we would have a pitcher's duel here. We certainly got that in the first game. As we witnessed a no-hitter. Wished it would have been the other way around as Neosho lost 1-0. First pitch here from McGrew is a strike. But McKay Allen pitched very well for Neosho, only giving up 1 run in the first game. And now we have a 2-0 game here in the fifth. Second pitch from McGrew is ball 1. Here's the 1-1. A swing and a miss. So McGrew has scattered 4 hits through 4 innings. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and the fifth starts off with a strikeout for Tyler McGrew.
Now batting, number 2.
That'll bring up Cole Solomon. First pitch to him from McGrew is swung on and hit into right field over the outstretched arms of Tanner Fox. So a base knock for Cole Solomon, and Fort Scott has a runner aboard here in the fifth with 1 out.
Now batting, number 55, Wilson.
So here is Owen Wilson.
That's not what I mean. You said Chicago. There's 2 Chicago teams.
McGrew will pitch to him now. That one is missing, ball 1. McGrew looks in, now throws over to first, runner back easily. As he will try to keep him close to the bag. Now has the sign, throws the 1-0 pitch. That one's in there for strike 1. One count. Pitch from McGrew is hit in the air into center field. Back to go get it is Nolan Beats with plenty of room. And the runner retreats back to first for Fort Scott. 2 down. That'll bring up Andrew Morrow, the cleanup hitter for the Greyhounds.
Number 12, Morrow.
Neosho leads 2-0 here in the top of the fifth. Tyler McGrew has done a good job of working through and around hits. Trying to work around a 1-out single here in the top of the fifth. He's got 2 away. First pitch was a ball to Morrow. Now he throws over to first, and the runner is back in time. One-0 pitch on the way. This ball hit sharply through the left side for a base hit. Runner will have to stay at second base, however. And now there's runners on first and second for Fort Scott with 2 outs.
Now batting, number 17,
The Greyhounds have been in this position a few times here in this second game, but have not been able to push one across. And McGrew would like to keep that pattern healthy. So he's protecting a 2-0 lead. That'll bring up number 17, Quinn Waterbury. First pitch to him is low, ball 1. Now McGrew gets the sign, delivers the 1-0. This one fouled out of play, and Waterbury down in the count 0-2. We'll see if McGrew can get him to chase something. This pitch low, missing for a ball. Now the next pitch on the way, and it is out of the strike zone again. Here's the pitch from Tyler. This ball hit in the air out into left field, foul ground. Don't think there's going to be enough room to make the play. It's a foul ball. So a full count now to Waterbury. And McGrew would like to end this inning right here. Here comes the full count pitch. This one hit hard and high out to right field. It's way back, and it is gone off the tree. And that is a 3-run home run for Quinn Waterbury. And Fort Scott takes a 3-2 lead here in the top of the 5th. Well, that is an unfortunate turn of events here for Neosho County. It's Fort Scott with their first runs of the second game come 3 at a time.
He's out there with his hoodie on his head.
Now at number 8, more.
That'll bring up Sean Moore. We'll see how McGrew reacts to this. That pitch is in there for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch. That's missing. Ball 1. One and one on the way. Also missing. This one low. 2 balls, 1 strike for Tyler McGrew. Now Garrison out to talk to his pitcher again. It's just a short meeting, and now Garrison back to his station behind the plate. And Moore back in the batter's box. Here comes the 2-1. This one hit out into right field, but foul and out of play. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. And this pitch is outside for ball 3 and a full count. So Tyler McGrew. The full count pitch is hit over here to the left side, and it wasn't hit very sharply, and the defenders won't have a play. So Aranda came up with it. It's past a diving De La Torre, but Aranda caught it deep in the hole, but the runner was, they were not going to have a play on him, and he is safely to first. And now Mitch McAllister steps to the plate for Scott. First pitch is fouled away by McAllister. And Tyler McGrew ahead in the count, 0-1. Here comes the next pitch. It's low, ball 1. And McGrew looks visibly frustrated. Here comes the 1-1. Low again, ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strikes. Next pitch missing again. That's 3 straight balls. So it's a 3-1 count. Neosho now trailing after a 3-run home run hit by Fort Scott, 3-2. Here in the top of the 5th. Here's the 3-1 pitch. This ball hit sharply to the third baseman De La Torre, who has it, throws it to second for the out. And Neosho is out of the inning, but not before the damage is done. Fort Scott takes the lead 3-2. We go to the bottom of the fifth. You're listening to Panther Baseball here on KFEX. Back for the bottom of the fifth inning. Neosho was leading 2-0 until the top of the fifth. And a 3-run bomb from Fort Scott's Quinn Waterbury has changed the complexion of the game now. Kyle Smith remains on to pitch for Fort Scott, now with a 3-2 lead. Kenton Richards to lead things off here for the Panthers, and he takes strike one. Now the next pitch from Smith, missing, ball one. It's a 1-1 count to Kenton Richards. This one is hit out into center field. Center fielder giving chase, and he is making an incredible grab. Wow, what a catch by the center fielder for Fort Scott, Ben McConnell. Heading back towards the wall, had to stretch out for one, and Ken Richards gets robbed. That'll bring up Cruz Aranda. The first one is missing for a ball. Next pitch on the way from Smith, and Aranda did check his swing, says first base umpire. And he's up in the count 2-0. Here is the 2-0, and that one is catching a corner for a strike. The 2-1 to Aranda. This one is chopped over to the third baseman, who makes the scoop and has to throw in a hurry, but it's a foul ball. Well, that was a good break for Fort Scott. The speedy Aranda most likely was going to beat that one out. Instead, he goes back to the plate, and it's 2-2. And the pitch is on the way from Smith. Aranda swing and just got a piece of it. Foul tip off the catcher. The umpire walks the next ball out to the pitcher to give the catcher a few moments. Count remains 2-2. Now the pitch from Smith to Aranda. Aranda pokes one out into the outfield, and that's going to drop in between the outfielders. Aranda digging for second, and he is going to be safe underneath the tag, and a great hustle play by Cruz Aranda. So or the center fielder and the right fielder for Fort Scott gave chase to that ball and just
Tanner Fox.
didn't get to it as quickly as you would have hoped if you were a Fort Scott guy. And Aranda makes them pay with a double on a pretty routine base hit. Now Tanner Fox steps to the plate with a runner in scoring position with one out. The first pitch missing for ball one. Smith will uncork the 1-0. That one's in there for a strike.
The tree stopped it, so.
So 1-1 now to Tanner Fox. Here's the pitch. Fox hits it on the ground. Third baseman's got it. Across the diamond, and Aranda's going to have to stay put. So 2 down now. And Caleb De La Torre to the plate. He's 0 for 2.
Now batting, number 20, Caleb De La Torre.
So lefty Caleb De La Torre steps to the plate. And he takes ball one. So the sophomore from Fort Scott, Kansas, playing against his hometown college here. This pitch is missing for ball two. Now the catcher for the Greyhounds is out to talk about it with his pitcher Kyle Smith. Meeting over. So 2-0 count. Aranda on second base with 2 outs. Neosho trailing 3-2 here in the bottom of the 5th. And here comes the pitch. That one's down the middle for a strike. The 2-1 on the way. This one is grounded high to the second baseman, and got the ball stuck in his glove a little bit, and it was already going to be a tough play. And De La Torre is going to be safe at first.
Number 10, Nolan Beats.
Rhonda moves to third, and that creates a big moment here as cleanup hitter for the Panthers, Nolan Beats, strolls to the plate with runners on the corners and 2 outs, with Neosho trailing by a run. Nolan is 0 for 2 in this game, was 0 for 3 in the first game. This pitch is missing badly, ball one. Smith set to deliver to Beats. That one is missing, 2-0. So Smith going to have to come into the cleanup hitter for Neosho. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Big cut by Nolan Beats. But he did not draw contact, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike now. So 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch from Smith. Nolan hits it hard, but right at the third baseman, who throws over to second, and that's the end of the inning. So after 5, Fort Scott leads 3-2. We go to the 6th. You're listening to Neosho Baseball on KFEX Firescape Radio 93.1.
So I walk through school with ice on my lip. A nurse is late past like a gun on my hip. My books are real heavy, I walk and I'm dragging it. No school lunch next week, I'm brown bagging it. Forget class, I'ma
Welcome
shoot
back.
some ball with the late
We go to the top of the 6th inning, and Neosho will have a new pitcher, Braden Nelson. Braden, a relief pitcher, with a 4.15 ERA. He's made 9 appearances, 13 innings pitched with 18 strikeouts. And he pitches to number 4, Ben Kiefer. The first pitch is in there for strike 1. So Tyler McGrew goes 5, gives up 3 runs on 8 hits. The 0-1 on the way from Nelson. That's in there for strike 2. So quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. The 0-2 missing, ball 1. Next pitch on the way. This one hit hard and past a diving Tanner Fox into right field for a base hit. So the leadoff man aboard for Fort Scott. That brings up Alexei Kazarin, who's probably glad to not see Tyler McGrew up there, who'd struck him out twice in a row. Nelson's got the sign, ready to deliver. Kazarin squared the bunt, but pulled it back and took a ball. So 1-0. And here comes the pitch from Nelson, and the bunt is laid down, but going foul. Now it's 1-1. Braden Nelson, a sophomore from Piedmont, Kansas. Comes in here trailing by 1. Now the 1-1 pitch from him is ball 2. Well, the batter is looking to bunt here. Here he squares around again. He lays down the bunt, and Nelson's going to field it cleanly and toss it over to first. Good for the first out of the inning, and Kiefer will end up at second base. So the sacrifice completed there, 1 away. That brings up Ben McConnell, the leadoff hitter for Fort Scott. McConnell's going to get some instruction from his third base coach here first before going to the plate. It's a rather long conference. Interesting. I don't know that I've ever seen that kind of discussion happen for that long. So one out runner on second base. Nelson delivers. That pitch is missing, ball 1. Nelson looks in and gets the sign he likes, checks the runner. Now delivers the 1-0. Swing and a miss by O'Connell. A 1-1 count now. Nelson delivers, swing and a miss again. And Nelson ahead 1-2. Nelson has the sign. He looks back, delivers the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and O'Connell strikes out. Braden Nelson threw three straight pitches that O'Connell swung and missed on. And now there are 2 outs in the inning with a runner on second for Cole Solomon. Nelson has the sign, delivers the pitch. In there for strike 1. Oh, and 1 count. Next pitch, Fry Nelson, swung on and missed. So 0 balls, 2 strikes on Cole Solomon. Braden Nelson set to deliver. That ball just misses, ball 1. Anderson checks the runner, delivers the 1-2. Fouled off. Fort Scott leads 3-2 here in the top of the 6th. 3 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors for Fort Scott. 2 runs, 4 hits for Neosho. Here comes the 1-2 again. This one is hit hard and high out into left center, and Nolan Beats is there, and that'll be the 3rd out. So no one scores in that inning for Fort Scott, and they continue to lead 3-2. We go to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to Neosho County Baseball on KFEX Firescape Radio.
Feel just like quitting, but without a job, you're home alone sitting, checking the warrant ads for jobs to fill, watching soaps, Geraldo and Oprah and Phil. My advice
Welcome
is
back
to roll with it, honey,
to Hudson
and so
Field. We've got a
fun.
new pitcher in for Fort Scott. That would be number 25, Nathan Miller. He's a right-handed pitcher, sophomore out of Topeka, Kansas. So bottom of the 6th inning. Neosho trails 3-2. They lost in the first game 1-0 in a pitcher's duel, where the Fort Scott pitcher threw a no-hitter.
Number 17, Joe Mondragon.
We've got Mondragon, Tice, and Weaver due up this inning. Joe Mondragon leading off. He's 0 for 1. Struck out looking back in the 3rd. And walked in the 2nd. So here's the first pitch from Miller, and it's in there for a strike. 0-1 on the way. Swing and a miss. And Joe quickly down in the count, 0-2. Miller pitches. That one just misses. And ball 1. So 1-2 count to Mondragon. The next pitch is swung on and missed, and Joe is a victim of a strikeout again. That'll bring up Adam Tice. He's 0-2. First pitch in there for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch from Miller. Hit hard but foul down the third baseline. Here comes the 0-2. Breaking ball just misses, ball 1. So 1-2 count now for Adam Tice. Miller, the pitcher for Fort Scott, delivers. And that one's outside, ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. This one is golfed down to left field. Has a chance to get over the left fielder's head, and no. Left fielder makes a good grab. Well, the left fielder had to chase that one back immediately, and he just got there. But it's a fly out for Adam Tice. And now Dalton Weaver steps to the plate. Dalton 1-for-2, had a single back in the 4th. Takes strike 1. Nathan Miller, the pitcher for Fort Scott, delivers. Swing and a miss from Dalton Weaver. And Weaver down in the count, 0-2. Miller shakes off a sign, now has one. This pitch is hit sharply, but the second baseman for Fort Scott is there, but a wild throw. And Dalton Weaver is going to be aboard on first base after an error on the Fort Scott second baseman.
Now batting, number 13, Brady Garrison.
Fort Scott's 4th error of the game. But they lead at 3-2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Now a runner on for Brady Garrison. Brady's 0-for-2 here in this game. He was 0-for-2 in the first game. Here's the pitch from Miller. This one is going to get away from the catcher. And down to second goes Dalton Weaver. So now a wild pitch from Miller and a runner in scoring position for Neosho with 2 away. And a 1-0 count to Brady Garrison. Now Miller delivers. This one hit lined right at the third baseman who makes the grab for the 3rd out. Tough luck there in that inning for Neosho as 2 hard hit balls end up in the gloves of the defense of Fort Scott. We move on to the 7th. Fort Scott leading 3-2 over your Neosho County Panthers. You're listening to Panther Baseball on KFEX.
nearly made me drop dead. It wasn't her birthday, it was mine instead. I said next time I'll just play my hunches, but what the heck, I just
Welcome back. 3-2 Fort Scott lead here in the top of the 7th.
Number 55, Wilson.
Braden Nelson remains on to pitch here for the Panthers. Came on relief last inning. He throws the first pitch and it misses for ball 1. The batter Owen Wilson for Fort Scott. Here comes the pitch by Nelson. That one's in there for a strike. 1-1 count. Nelson's got a sign set to deliver. Swing and a miss by Wilson. Strike 2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fouled back. We'll do that one over. Next pitch by Nelson. Just got a piece of it, did Wilson for Fort Scott. Stays alive with a 1-2 count. Next pitch from Nelson on the way. That one's a swing and a miss and a strikeout for Nelson. That's the first out of the inning. So now Fort Scott will send Andrew Morrow to the plate. Nelson looking in for the sign. Now has it. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss by Morrow. He was fooled badly on that pitch. It was not a full swing. Nelson set to deliver the 0-1. That one's catching a corner. 0-2. So Braden Nelson has come into this game throwing strikes. Has the sign and set to pitch. That one has just got a piece on the foul tip. As Morrow and narrowly avoided a strikeout. And we'll redo the 0-2. Here it comes. Swing and a miss, and Morrow's down on strikes. So 2 outs now, both of the strikeout variety. And that brings up Quinn Waterbury, who for the moment is the hero for the Greyhounds as he hit a 3-run home run back in the 5th inning to give Fort Scott the 3-2 lead. He takes a leisurely stroll to the batter's box, doesn't he? Here's the pitch. In there for strike 1. Yeah, he's a big kid. They don't have the size listed on the roster. That pitch is missing for ball 1. So a 1-1 count now. Braden Nelson delivers the next pitch. That one catches a piece of the plate. Strike 2. So Nelson ahead in the count, set to deliver the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Braden Nelson strikes out the side for Neosho. It's stretch time here at Hudson Field. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Neosho trails 3-2. You're listening to Panther Baseball on KFEX Firescape Radio 93.1. Welcome back. Bottom of the 7th. And the first pitch on the way to
Number 15, Kenton Richards.
number 15, Kenton Richards. First pitch was a ball, and the second one is in there for...
That's a strike.
No, ball 2, sorry. I said in there. I'm throwing people off. See, I'm not a baseball guy. 2-0 is the count now. He misses again, 3-0. So Nathan Miller, who came in and pitched very well in his first inning of relief, has gone 3-0 with Kenton Richards. Now 4-pitch walk to Richards. Richards, a up there usually hacking guy. So to walk him with 4 straight pitches is probably not what Fort Scott wanted. So Kenton Richards is aboard with a leadoff walk. That brings up Cruz Aranda. Cruz is 2 for 3 this game with a single and a double. As the catcher and the pitcher for Fort Scott have a little chat to talk things over. Suppose there might be the possibility of an Aranda bunt here. And now we're going to have a meeting on the mound, and he calls for a pitcher. So we're going to get a pitching change out of Fort Scott, and Nathan Miller, just like that, is done. We'll take a break here as we wait to see who the new pitcher will be for Fort Scott. We're in the bottom of the 7th, 3-2. Fort Scott leads Neosho.
Taking my bow, my name is Young and yo, I got no how. You know what I'm saying? I got no how. Party people, I got no how. I kick it just like
Welcome
this.
back. New pitcher into the game for Fort Scott is number 20, Colin Fraley. So Colin Fraley comes on in relief here to pitch to Cruz Aranda. Kenton Richards on first base. Drew a leadoff walk. Here's the pitch to Aranda. He does bunt. It's a good one. Pitcher off the mound in a hurry. Makes a good play to get the speedy Aranda out. The sacrifice is successful, however. Then Richards moves into second with 1 out now.
Number 5, Tanner.
Well, Colin Fraley made a great play to come to his right off the mound. I would imagine that is not an easy thing to do, to then throw back to your left. Bring up Tanner Fox, and he looks at the first pitch strike. Tanner 1 for 3 in the second game with a double and a run scored. Here comes the 0-1 from Fraley. Low, ball 1. So a 1-1 count. Fraley's got the sign. He checks the runner and now delivers. Ball 2. Kitten Richards on second. Neosho trailing 3-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. 1 out. Here comes the pitch from Fraley. That one is in there. Strike 2. And now Tanner with a 2-2 count. A little base hit just about anywhere. It seems like it'll tie up this game. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Tanner Fox down on strikes. So 2 away now. Here in the Neosho, half of the 7th. Kenton Richards on second base. The Panthers trailing 3-2. That brings up Caleb De La Torre. He's 1 for 3, had a single back in the 5th. First pitch to him is catches a corner, strike 1. Colin Fraley, the pitcher for Fort Scott, throws this one in there, and it's fouled away by De La Torre. And Caleb down in the count 0-2. So De La Torre will be protecting the plate here. Here comes the 0-2 from Fraley with 2 outs. Fouled off. The 0-2 pitch again. This one is popped up into center field, and the center fielder's back a little bit, but will have plenty of room to make the catch. And that is the 3rd out. We go to the 8th. Fort Scott leads Neosho 3-2. You're listening to Panther Baseball on KFEX.
Like government gum and start chewing. I spit them out when the flavor's gone, and I repeat the chewing process till the break of dawn. Cause I'm tough like a bone, sly like Stallone, rocking and clocking on the microphone. Smooth like a mirror and hearts that strike terror. Rhymes like runs and hits with no errors. Cold like a blizzard.
Welcome back. We have a new pitcher on the mound for Neosho. Alex DeBay. A right-handed pitcher, freshman out of Leawood, Kansas. So Braden Nelson, after a couple innings of solid relief work, now makes way for Alex DeBay. DeBay with a 3.48 ERA in 6 appearances. His first pitch is hitting the air to left field. Plenty of room for Dalton Weaver, and he makes the catch, 1 away. So DeBay does have 11 strikeouts in 10 1/3 innings pitched. And he's got his first out here in the top of the 8th. His first pitch to Mitch McAllister is fouled off. So DeBay up in the count, 0-1. Here comes the next pitch. Strike 2. McAllister, watch that one go by. And quickly 0-2 for McAllister. Here's the pitch. That one's a breaking ball outside of the zone for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from DeBay. That one misses. 2-2. Two pitch on the way. Runs the count full. So full count. DeBay's got the sign and delivers the pitch. That's a swing and a miss by Mitch McAllister, and he's out number 2 by strikeout. So DeBay quickly 2 away here in this relief appearance. And now that'll bring up Ben Kiefer for the Greyhounds. First pitch to him, foul back. DeBay back on the mound. Gets the sign. Here's the pitch, another foul ball. And he's quickly ahead of Kiefer, 0-2. So 0 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. DeBay with the pitch. That one's in the dirt. Ball 1. DeBay's got a sign he likes. Set to deliver. That one's high and inside. And the count evens out at 2-2. Here comes the next pitch by DeBay. Foul ball. Two and 2. That one just misses. The dugout wanted it. DeBay wanted it. But the count runs full. So for the second straight batter, an 0-2 start has turned into a full count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a walk. And so DeBay, after getting 2 quick outs, walks the next batter. And that'll bring up Alexei Kazarin. DeBay throws that one in there for ball one. Alex got the sign, throws the 1-0. This one's hit foul. Out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fort Scott leads 3-2 here in the top of the 8th. They got a runner on first, 2 outs. Alex DeBay on the mound for the Panthers. He throws ball 2. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Fouled off again. So now 2-2. We'll see if Alex can put away the Greyhounds here in this inning. Here comes the 2-2. This one's hit into right field. It's going to drop for a base hit. Runner's going to go first to third. So now, with 2 down, runners on the corners for Fort Scott. So now things a little bit more dicey for Neosho County. Runners on the corners already trailing by 1 here in the top of the 8th. And the leadoff hitter Ben McConnell up for Fort Scott. He lays down a bunt that goes foul. So trying for a little squeeze action there. But instead, the count is 0-1. DeBay gets the sign. Here comes the pitch. This time, O'Connell swinging away and fouls it off, and he's down in the count 0-2. Now, time called. Runners on first and third for the Greyhounds. They hold on to a 1-point lead in the top of the 8th. Two outs here. Alex DeBay on the mound. He's got a sign. Now delivers the pitch. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Alex DeBay, and they get out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Neosho trails 3-2. Bottom of the 8th we go. Neosho trailing 3-2. So need to make a move down to their last 6 outs.
Number number 10.
They lost the first game 1-0. They got no hit. We got Beats, Mondragon, and Tice due up here. The pitcher on the mound for Fort Scott remains Colin Fraley, who came on relief last inning and looked pretty good. First pitch to Beats is a big swing, but a miss. Strike one. Here comes the 0-1 from Fraley. Another swing and a miss, and Nolan was fooled badly by this one, way out in front. He's down in the count, 0-2. Nolan 0 for 3 in this game. 0 for 3 in the first game. Another swing and a miss on a pitch he was way out in front of. And that's one away here in the Neosho 8th.
17, Joe Mondragon.
That'll bring up Joe Mondragon. Joe's had a tough day as well. He drew a walk in the second inning of the second game here. But other than that, on the day, he has 5 strikeouts. That pitch is missing, ball 1. Fraley the 1-0. Swing and a miss by Joe. So 1-1 count to Mondragon. Here's the pitch. Another swing and a miss. And Joe is really struggling. One and two. Fraley shakes off a sign. Now he's got one. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Joe Mondragon down again on strikes. So 2 away quickly here in the bottom of the 8th. And that'll bring up Adam Tice. Tice 0 for 3 in this game. This one's fouled off. Neosho came into this game with a team batting average of .403. And they have been thoroughly dominated here today by the Fort Scott pitching staff. Tice down 0-2. Fraley ready to deliver. This one fouled off. Had it not been for 2 Fort Scott errors, Neosho might still be looking for their first runs of the day. This ball is popped up here on the third base side and not going to be enough room as it comes crashing down on the Neosho dugout. So the count remains 0-2. Neosho trailing by 1. Nobody on. 2 outs. 0-2 to Adam Tice. And Colin Fraley set to deliver the pitch. Swing and a miss, and Colin Fraley strikes out the side. We go to the 9th. Neosho trails 3-2. Top of the 9th. Neosho trailing 3-2. Alex DeBay remains out to pitch for Neosho County as he wants to keep this a one-run game. Cole Solomon to lead off here for the Greyhounds. Here's the pitch from DeBay. That one's high. Ball one. The 1-0. That one's in there. Strike one. One ball, one strike. Here's the pitch on the way. Snagged. Line drive snagged by Joe Mondragon over there on first base. So good defensive play there. And one away.
Now batting, number 55, Wilson.
Now Owen Wilson to the plate for Scott. He fouls off the first pitch. So 0-1 count. DeBay gets the sign. Now delivers the pitch. Swing and a miss by Wilson. No balls, two strikes. DeBay set to deliver. That one hit hard. Aranda lays out on the dive, throws across the diamond, but not going to have a chance. So it was a great stop by Cruz, but just not enough time. Owen Wilson down the line quickly. And Fort Scott has a runner aboard here with one out. That brings up Andrew Morrow. So DeBay will pitch with a runner on first, one out, to the Fort Scott cleanup hitter. This ball is blooped out into center field, and that's going to fall for a base hit. So runners on first and second. Neosho in a little bit of trouble. That brings up Big Quinn Waterbury, who has accounted for all three of the Fort Scott runs here with a 3-run home run in the fifth that, were it not for a tree, may have damaged the nursing home. Here's the pitch. Ball one. DeBay gets the sign, set to deliver the 1-0. Here it is. That ball missing outside, 2-0. Two-0 pitch on the way, swing and a miss by Waterbury. So the first strike for DeBay against Waterbury. Top of the ninth inning. Neosho trails by one, trying to keep it that way. But runners on first and second with one out. This pitch in there for strike two. Big pitch by Alex DeBay. So now 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Neosho would love a strikeout right here. DeBay's got the sign. Delivers the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 to Waterbury. And a big, big strikeout by Alex DeBay. So now runners on first and second. 2 outs. And that brings up Sean Moore. Well, that was a big strikeout, but it doesn't mean anything if he doesn't retire Sean Moore here. DeBay shakes off a sign, now has one. Here comes the pitch. That's high, ball one. Bay's ready. Here comes the 1-0. That one popped up in the air. Out in the shallow left field, Aranda back. Now being called off by Weaver, who's got it. That's the third out, and they get out of that inning. Neosho's got 3 outs left. We'll talk about him here coming up in the bottom of the 9th. You're listening to Panther Baseball on KFEX. Welcome back. Bottom of the 9th. Neosho trails 3-2. 3 runs, 12 hits for Fort Scott, 4 errors. Neosho 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. And due up the bottom of the lineup, Dalton Weaver, Brady Garrison, and Kenton Richards. So Dalton Weaver steps to the plate. He's 1 for 3 here in the second game. Had a single back in the 4th. Dugout for Neosho, trying to create some energy. First pitch is in there for strike 1. New pitcher for Fort Scott is their closer, Kobe Schmidt. A side armor. He's up in the count, 0-1. This pitch is hit hard, but foul. And so 0-2 quickly to Dalton Weaver. Schmidt has the sign and set to deliver the 0-2. That ball is out of the zone for ball 1. 1-2 count. Neosho trying to either extend or win this game. Here, trailing by 1, bottom of the 9th. Leadoff batter Dalton Weaver. Here's the pitch. Woo, watch the close one. But it's a ball. Count evens out at 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Weaver. That one is low and called strike 3. And Weaver shakes his head. He does not agree with the call, and that was a tough one.
Number 13, Brady
But
Garrison.
it's a called strike 3, and 1 away here in the bottom of the 9th. Brings up Brady Garrison. Garrison 0 for 3. Came into the day leading the team with batting average, batting .474. Here's the pitch from Schmidt, and it's hit straight up in the air. First baseman looking for it. Had trouble locating it at first, but now has it as the sun came out from the clouds there momentarily. And Brady Garrison is retired. And Neosho down to their last out.
Kenton Richards.
It's Chanute native Kenton Richards. Kenton Richards, 0 for 2. He had a walk back in the 7th. Here comes the pitch to Richards. It's missing, ball 1. So Kobe Schmidt, the pitcher for Fort Scott, he delivers. Swing and a miss by Richards. Neosho trailing by 1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. Nobody on. 1-1 pitch from Schmidt. Swing and a miss by Kenton Richards. So Neosho down to their last strike. It's up to Kenton Richards. 1-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Richards strikes out, and that's the game. Fort Scott takes 2 from Neosho here this afternoon. They win this one 3-2. We'll be back to talk about it. You're listening to Neosho County Baseball on KFEX Firescape Radio 93.1.